Hey Forge fans, Anthony Urciuoli here. Welcome. 3 keys to the match presented by Volkswagen. Wherever, however you may be watching or listening. Big matchup this weekend. Forge FC in fine form. In fact, the most in-form club in the league. They're in first place with 32 points. They're tied with Pacific on points, but Forge played 2 less matches. Cavalry's a point back. They're in third, but they've played 3 more matches than Forge. So Forge is on a roll, and they look to continue that this weekend. 4 o'clock on Saturday at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton against HFX Wanderers FC, a club going in the complete opposite direction. They're now 11 points out of a playoff spot. We're way past the midway point of the season now. So in order for Halifax to have any chance, maybe not run the table, but pretty close to it, and try to get 3 points as frequently as possible. Tall order, especially on the road, especially against Forge. Now, for Forge FC, key number 1 to victory. Out the gate, hit the ground running. Forge FC have to start strong. We've seen this happen with Forge this season. They get a little too comfortable off the opening kickoff. They don't have that intensity. They don't quite have the tempo. Passes aren't quite connecting the way they normally do. Forge just isn't. They don't quite play their game, and it usually happens when there's a lot of days in between matches. In this case, it'll be about a week, and also when they're playing some lesser clubs. We've seen them against Edmonton, come out kind of slow, and they rectified that the last time they played Edmonton. Halifax, though, a desperate team, and let's say that they do feel like they're out of it, and that's even more dangerous. They're now a club with nothing to lose. If you're Forge, you can't give them anything. You want to start strong, and you want it to be able to carry that start into future matches. You want to know that you can come out strong, and that you're hoping it's not some kind of a bigger trend with some of the slower starts, which is funny to say for a club that's now plus 23 in their goal differential. Just by contrast, the next best team is Cavalry. They're at plus 7. So are we nitpicking a little? Sure. But, if there's things to fix, then we got to call them out. And Forge has this season. So out the gate, strong start for Forge FC is the key. Also, head coach, technical director Bobby Smyrniotis talked about you can't look at the standings before the match.
I think it's good. We're in a good spot right now. We're playing some of our best football that we've played. There's a good energy in the group, but we also know it's you're only as good as your next one. We've seen every week in this league that results can happen that maybe the fans or people who are watching the league from the outside don't expect. And you just need to be sharp. You need to play your football. You need to do what you're doing. And I think that's what we keep on getting better at each and every game. It's sticking to what we need to do on the pitch to try to be a dominant team as much as you can. And I think the guys are clicking with each other more and more each game, and each 3 points and each win brings a lot more confidence to the group, and that only helps us as we keep on going forward.
All right, key number 1 for Forge, out the gate, come out strong. Key number 2 for Forge FC, working Wanderers. Make Halifax work as hard as they possibly can. Why? Halifax, they don't create a lot of chances. Not a lot of good scoring chances. Big chance creation, by comparison, Forge FC lead the league with 44 this season through 16 games. The big chance creation for Halifax is at 20 compared to 44. So, that tells you, that kind of sums up the two clubs here. Big chances created, 33 for Forge, 12 for Halifax. So in 17 matches, Halifax has only created 12 big chances on their own. And those are quality scoring chances. So what that tells you is that in order for Halifax to win, in order for them to score enough goals to win, they need help. They need help from the other club and hope that the other club makes some mistakes and gifts them some goals. Taking penalties in bad areas, being sloppy, turning the ball over, all of those kinds of things. Make Halifax work as hard as possible. And that's a little easier when you can play. Now, is Forge great defensively, or are they so good offensively that they just always have the ball? It's probably a little bit of both, but it's not discounting the talent they have on their back line. Garvin Metusala is one of the guys who, would tell you, yes, the defense is strong, but they're helped out a lot by the offense.
We were really, really happy as a backline, but it's not just the backline. Like I said, it's the entire team. The entire team defends together, and the way we attack helps us makes defending easier for us. So we're super proud, and we just got to keep working to keep those clean sheets.
I mean, Garvin Metusala, Alex Ashiniote, Janssen, Malik. These are, and then we can go to the fullbacks with Rama, when Poku's been there, with Ashton Morgan. This is a really solid back line that is able to perform even better because Forge is able to hang on to the ball like they do and spend so much time on the attack. Speaking of the attack, that leads us to key number 3. Attack, attack, attack. 3 times attack. Keep the pressure up. Keep it going. We're not talking about running up the score, especially when the match hasn't even started yet. How do you run up a score? What I'm talking about is do not let up, because the competition when it comes to forwards and attackers with Forge FC is like nothing we've seen with this club before. It's like nothing we've seen in the Canadian Premier League before. Well, let's run through the big 6. We'll call it the big 6. I want this to be a thing. The big 6 that Forge have: Borges, Pacius, Chouanier, Campbell, Welshman, and now Hamilton, which is the newest signing. A guy that has quite the pedigree and that comes in with a lot of experience and a pretty impressive resume, as impressive as this squad has seen. So, with that, if you're an attacker on this club, listen, competition brings out the best in everybody, especially the players on this team. There's a lot of depth there. So, if you're an attacker, you have to be on your front foot. You want to make the most of your opportunities. I mean, let's face it. Some of these players won't be playing as much as they've been used to with the signing of Jordan Hamilton. And it's a great thing for Forge. It's a great problem for Bobby Smyrniotis to have in terms of who to start and who to leave on the bench or who to bring in as a sub. But if you're a player, listen, these are competitive guys. You can't blame them for wanting to play as many minutes as possible. And so attack, attack, attack. If you are a forward on this club, stay on the front foot and just keep the tempo going because you got to make the most of your minutes now. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's the cost of playing on a good team with huge aspirations, not just championship aspirations domestically, but beyond that as well. Those are your 3 keys to the match presented by Volkswagen. Before I let you go, I need to remind you, I don't know how you get your Forge content. There's so many ways. Maybe social media. Maybe you just go old school and go right to the Forge FC website because it's all there too. Maybe you subscribe to the podcast. Maybe you subscribe on YouTube. Maybe you do all of those things. I hope you do all of those things. But if you don't, do it now. Speaking of Jordan Hamilton, there's an interview with Jordan. You can hear Bobby Smyrniotis talk about the signing of Jordan Hamilton. You can hear the in-depth match day preview where we spoke to Gary Griffiths, who covers Halifax. If you want some more insight into Halifax, there's a lot there for you. Get on it. And if you have not purchased tickets for this weekend's match yet, you are missing out on more than just a soccer match. The family theme. It keeps going at Tim Hortons Field. Inflatables, lawn games, prizes in the Stipley fan zone on the south side of the stadium. $5 beers starting at 3 o'clock until 4. That's before the match starts. Also this weekend, you can win 2 tickets and a trip to Ottawa, courtesy of Forge FC. It includes 2 match tickets for a Forge versus Atletico Ottawa match. You also get transportation and a hotel. After the match, Saturday, stick around for a doubleheader. Sigma FC, the feeder system, the brainchild of the Smyrniotises, and really the club responsible for a lot of the talent you see with Forge FC. Come out and see future Forge FC players playing for Sigma FC. They're taking on Unionville, Milliken, a League One Ontario match at Tim Hortons Field. It starts at 7. So after the Forge match, you get a bonus match, and it's literally a bonus match because admission is included with your ticket. there you go. Purchase one ticket. You get to go to both soccer matches. Also, families on the pitch. After the match, you can step on to the turf and get a feel of the energy of Tim Hortons Field after the match. So much going on. I'll be there. I hope to see you there.
Forge FC is ready, and now you are too. This has been 3 Keys to the Match on the Forge Audio Network. Keep up to date on your Forge FC by subscribing to the Forge Audio Network on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.